Interestingly enough, almost on time, almost right on time. 5 minutes late, but that's but in general, that's pretty good for me. Um, okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and move this over here like this, so that, anyways, yeah. So, oh, games from scratch. You always have something, don't you? Oh, I should test my restream chat. Testing restream chat. Okay, looks good. Everything looks good. Audio, I think, is okay. Audio is okay. Good, good, good. Alrighty. So, I'm going to continue on with what I was doing yesterday, which not hardly anybody saw, but it's okay. It's just boring. It's necessary stuff, you know. Um, okay, so here's the thing, right? You do kind of need to be interesting for anybody to watch the stream. But as often the case with game development, there's a lot of boring stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you just are not that interested in, you know. And you could say, well, maybe you should just do all that boring stuff off stream and give us the more exciting stuff, and I could do that. But there's a thing about documenting this for one thing. You know, I could record everything and just record it directly, but so so I could do that, um, or I could just do what I'm doing here. So basically, uh, yeah. So, anyways, it's just it's self documenting, right? It's just documenting my progress, really. And sorry for my disheveled look. I haven't shaved in a couple of days, and probably need a haircut and whatever. But that's just the way it goes, because you know, I'm typical lazy bedroom coder. Anyways, okay, so what I've been doing here, if you weren't in here earlier, is well, you might have been here for the first part, but maybe not for the second part. But um, what I've been doing is I've been rearranging rooms so that all of these will fit onto a single page. Um, and all I'm doing is just reordering them right now, and then eventually I will combine I will literally combine the these ones. Um, and what I might do is it looks like a lot of text. I don't know if it's actually a lot of text in games, so I have to check that out when I actually make it. But like when I have the first version where I have them all combined, and then I actually make them into pages, and yeah, so yeah. Um, and of course, I'm not going to be making combining them within the editor. I'm just combining them with the JSON when I repart this back out or split it back out or whatever. I will it will automatically just load them up, and so they'll just be fewer pages that ways. So, anyways, okay. So, okay, so let me kind of quickly go through. I kind of don't know where I was. Um, so I had, I think, 54 pages, 54 groupings, and I got down to 50. And today I hope to get maybe even the rest of it, maybe even the rest of them today. Just in the groupings. When I get the groupings in, then I'll combine the texts and um, and I might combine the text directly like paragraphs. In other words, I'll put in the single description, I'll put all the different ones as their own paragraph, um, and then I'll modify the doors so that they go to the right place. Anyways, okay, so let's start here. Hubert walks into his home. Okay, so we have the Enchanted Lands intro, and then the actual. This is the this is like the trailer kind of, or dust jacket, or however you want to say it, kind of opening thing, and then this is the actual thing of that sets up, kind of sets up the story of that. This makes the setting here. Uh, it's not doing so well, and then this kind of gets it down into a kind of a detail of what's going on, and then Hebert walking around his home, and then we switch to John, and John is stopping at a store to get his favorite candy bar, and then or chocolate bar if you prefer, if you're from the UK or Europe, you might call it a chocolate bar. Uh, we call it candy bar. Sometimes we say chocolate bar because it's chocolate, but usually only say chocolate bar if it's exclusively chocolate, or even if it's chocolate with like nuts in it, like almonds or peanuts or something. We'll say, you know, we'll still say chocolate bar if it's primarily chocolate. If it's like if it's got more different kinds of stuff in, like paydays or Butterfinger or something, we might just call it a plain up candy bar because it's not primarily chocolate, even though most candy bars have chocolate in them. So, uh, not to be confused with a candy stick, like a peppermint stick or any other flavor that they used to sell a long time ago, which is probably supplanted by the sucker, or what we call the sucker, which you guys in the UK call a lolly, I guess. You know, or lollipop. It's lollipop. It's still the same as sucker. It's sucker because we suck on it. Anyways, that's I'm going off. I should stop doing that. Okay, so uh okay, Hubert needs to find somebody, and so he does. And John fits the bill. He comes in. He finds a silver ticket in his favorite Benny Wonky candy bar, and then a portal opens up, and he steps right through it. And then he sees a beautiful young woman being kidnapped, essentially. And they appear to be in a train, and so this little man, even shorter than shorter than most short people, uh, he runs up to the young woman, who is, even though she's not big for a woman, she's still bigger than, or taller at least, than he is. But he manages to heave her on his shoulder, and then he goes to the door. He places a couple of devices on the dilly, and then he activates them, and then he jumps out, and the train just starts tumbling over and over, and John hits his head, and when he wakes up, he's he's on the ground, in this forest that doesn't have any leaves on it, and looking around, he sees it was indeed a train. It's somehow had been in the sky, so it's a flying train. And I shouldn't go that deep into the story because we're trying to get this done, right? So I want to try to get this done. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, so we're at the okay, so now we're introduced to Chester, who's a friendly dragon. Now, all the dragons in most of the dragons in Enchanted Lands are friendly, and they don't actually hurt people or anything like that. But it's all part of the experience, the theme park experience. You come in, if you want to be a knight, you want to slay a dragon, they do that, and they have enchanted weapons, and really nobody gets hurt, even though it's you get the full experience, right? Basically. Um, he's trying to find his friends, and when he flies around, he sees a village being burned down by one of his friends, and it's clearly something's not right. So he basically causes him to stop doing that by running into him. And actually, I actually did a couple of deals in the other iteration, where actually there's a couple different ways he tries to stop him or whatever. But anyways, so the net result is that he stops this dragon, and then he flies back to his own cave. And so now we're in his own cave, and he picks some shiny objects because maybe it'll help him break them out of the spell or something. Because dragons like shiny objects, like gold and various odds and ends. Um, and then he catches up to a few of his other friends and tries to break them from enchantment. And he tries to breathe fire on them, and none of it works. And so the next desperate, he flies to Nestor, which is another dragon he knows. That's not necessarily his friend though. Um, and then him and Chester talk, and somehow there's this. Okay, so this one main dragon. He's black. He's pretty mean. His name is Crooktooth, and originally Crooktooth was going to be like the princess was going to like the idea is he was mean because so there's something messed up with his tooth, and the princess actually manages to extract it, and then he's turns into a good guy, and I realized, well, I can't have that. And then I changed the dragon into two dragons, Nestor and Chester. Nestor is mean without enchantment. He's not been enchanted, but he's pretty mean. And then eventually, I decided I would go ahead and bring Crooktooth back, and just straight up evil. And so now they're actually talking. Nestor and Chester are talking, and they realize that Crooktooth is kind of responsible for making the dragons go all mean and evil. Okay, and so the next character introduced is Zanzibar. Okay, and I kind of grouped a few of his things. Zanzibar the Great. He escapes police from our realm and then goes into Enchanted lands. Then he realizes he can do his same operation, which is basically having Corvus's pet crow steal while he does magic tricks, basically. And then he does some shows in some other villages. Max attends one of them later on because I decided that public displays of magic were forbidden because he doesn't want any buddy thwarting his plans magically. So he goes to one of his shows, and Corvus steals from Max, and then Max gets mad, and then he tracks him down, and then decides to make a deal with him because he likes his guts, right? Um. Anyways, okay, so Max leaves the last show. Zanzibar put on, makes a deal with them. Okay, so now that was the last grouping that I made yesterday. So now we're at Lapswood Edge, and now we're back with Hubert and John. And so I'm now gonna see if I can. I'm gonna take some of these singles and doubles and see if I can, group them together. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Hubert stops to give instruction. Okay, he sends John to night school and Princess Prep, and Hubert decides to go investigate Fairy God College and Wizard University. Okay, and so I need to go to. I might put all the investigative ones into a single page. Might be a lot though if I do that. So what I'll have to see here for a second, or I might split them up into 2 pages. Um, Depending on how many here. Okay, so night school entrance. All right. So night school entrance. We'll see. And then inside night school. So we're gonna put that underneath Lapswood Edge, right? Okay. So I'm gonna put that here. V. So now, Hubert and John. John is at night school. So there's another one here. Okay, so we're gonna get this one inside night school. Wait a second. Just a second. Did I? I wonder if I. Here, let's see something here. Night school. Oh, I copied it. I didn't cut it. So that's a problem. See? Okay. Okay, so let's go back again and see if there's any other John at night school deals. Night school pool. No, this is with the unicorn, so this is a separate deal. This is not John. Okay, John goes into Princess Prep. Okay, so that's one. Let's delete that. Okay. Okay, so the next thing he'd actually be going to is Princess Prep. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that here, like so. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I think. What? Wait a second. Okay. So this is wrong, and this is why I'm doing it this way. So hold on a second. Okay, Wizard U entrance. The unicorn. Unicorn, Dwarf Mines, Fairy God College. Okay, so we're gonna I'm gonna decide whether or not to combine. Where's Lapswood Edge here? Oh, Princess Prep, Night School. Lapswood Edge right there, right here. Okay. Delete. Delete. Okay. I'm actually gonna have to count these at the end too because there may be a thing where I like delete something that I didn't mean to or something that I need added in here, and I might end up like looking at it and going, "Where did this go?" Okay, so right now I am uh, let me see, let me see. Okay, that's the unicorn. That's the dwarf mines. There we go. Fairy God College. Um, so let me do this again. I'm gonna copy everything into that. Control or not copy. I'm gonna cut it, right? I'm gonna cut it. Control X. Shouldn't have a space in there though. So there's still something wrong. I need to make sure. Okay. Just give me a sec. Princess Prep, right? We're gonna actually go ahead and put this after that because we're gonna separate Hubert and John into separate pages, and then I'll decide later if I want to combine it. So Control V. That's what I thought. Okay. Okay, so Fairy God College, we're going to delete that. And then I'm going to go to Wizard U, Hubert. Okay, so this is Wizard U from. I might have to put the unicorn ones before, because I was before I was interspersing them so that kind of spread out, right? So that not anyone scene or set of characters or storyline was dominating another section, right? But it almost looks like, well, Roland's going to be in between, so that will probably be okay. So I'll probably be able to do this ways. Um, anyways, Gnome Kingdom, Roland, Scarborough Fried Chicken, John, and Hubert. Okay, there's something wrong right now. Scarborough Fried Chicken. Okay, so, and already I'm missing something. I don't know why I'm missing it, but Fairy God College. Oh, it's just the two. Okay, so it's just actually just the two cards. No, Princess Prep, Fairy God College, and then Wizard U. Okay, I need to find Wizard U Hall. Okay, so this right here is X. Oh, there shouldn't be a space there. That's the thing that gets me. X. Because I have to do it to the end of the road, the end of the line here. So if I do this now it appears properly. Okay, so Wizard U Hall. That's what happened. What happened was he leaves the skull. Okay, so there's a whole lot of stuff that I actually put in the old version. He goes in the trophy case. There's several different deals here that I'm gonna have to reconstruct at a certain time. Maybe after I combine this, I don't know if I'll add in all the extra stuff. I think I'm only gonna add in just the decision point stuff. Like when I get to a certain point, like in the middle, where I'm trying to make a decision point, I'll try to use some of the old decision points, but it won't necessarily fall on the exact same lines here. I mean, I'll have to see by comparing it, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see how that works. Okay, so Hubert, and then now Hubert and John reuniting at Scarborough Fair Chicken, where they're supposed to meet, is going to be a new thing. So I'm going to go to the next deal, which is the dwarf mines here, and we're going to follow Roland for a little bit. So I'm going to near the dwarf mines. Roland, the half dwarf, half giant, approaches the entrance. An old dwarf Roland knows stumbles out, tells him his dad is trapped in the gnome kingdom. Okay, so let's see where the next Roland one is. Okay, this is all unicorn. Okay, here's the deal right here. Oh, and interestingly enough, some of these things are already together. Okay, Control X. Are you going to Scarborough Fair Chicken? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Delicious chicken. Mm, 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 mm. chicken and taters and biscuits, $9.99. Okay. Where am I going? Where's Rolling Dwarf Mines? There we go. Control V, right? And then what we want to do is we're going to delete these lines, these separators. Lines. The connecting the doors are going to have to be completely redone, but it's going to be okay because they're going to be completely different anyways. Because when I combine them, yeah. And I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably just combine the descriptions with I'll just combine descriptions, I guess. I'm not actually sure about the names, if the names will change or not, or if I should just leave them at whatever they were, whatever it starts with. You know, so anyways, well, that was the other thing that I was thinking about doing. I'm thinking about just, well, I like them to be kind of they're to kind of be in order. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if the location number is necessary. Okay, so here's the deal that I did when I was naming these, right? This would be 11 would be this 3-digit number, and these would be actual separate locations, right? So a maximum amount of locations would be 999 because it's 3 digits. And then if you were going back to the same place, I was going to add this little suffix, this little whatever you're going to call it, the number, the extra number. Uh, Here's at the entrance. Here he's inside the dwarf mines, and these can technically be two separate locations because that's kind of what they are, right? So I could actually literally name these two different things. Oh, it's not really matter though because I might be completely renaming these files here. And okay, so that was the original idea. The original idea was there's a location which would represent a single actual location in the on the map or in the realm. So they go back to Scarborough Fried Chicken a couple of times. It would have the same number, but it would have a different subscript basically. I'll still probably do that, but what I'm gonna do more often than not is making sure it's only exact same locations. Like I said, this would be split up into two, although it won't be split up into two right now because um, right now I'll be combining these. So I might even just this won't even be locations here in a sense, or maybe it's the first location that the first paragraph's location. Maybe I'll do it that ways. And what I could also do is I could also 1 second. Um, I could also what was I gonna say? Just make sure that everyone has a unique um, name or ID. Uh, let's see if I got one that is literally the same location. Huber goes into the Wizard U Hall. In fact, he actually does a lot more than that with my previous work. But so he goes in the hall, and then This is Wizard U Hall 1, and this is also in the same hallway, but this is the unicorn. So it's possible that I should come up with something that's just unique, where it is, for instance, it would be Hubert in Wizard U Hall or something, and then Unicorn in Wizard U Hall, and that way I can um, and that way it avoids any kind of weird naming things. And if I wanted to, there's also a deal at one point I wanted things to be consecutive because it's a linear story, and at that point I didn't have any decision points, so I wanted I wanted there to be an order to the files. So what I might do is I might have some sort of a um, maybe I should keep a list of the actual order, the game order uh, of these, and just and I can make the list with numbers and have it, as in what you experience first, because this is here is going to be all linear. So I'm going to start here and be all linear. I don't know. I don't know if that will work or not, or I probably don't need that. I probably don't need that, but uh, I might do it for the initial. In other words, for this part, like after I combine them all into single rooms, and I got the doors perfect, and I got the order the way I want it, then I'll write down the order that they go in, that each of the pages go in, and then um, for reference in the future. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry that I'm spending so much time on this, but you know how that works. Okay. So now we're with Roland here, Dwarf Mines. He's at the entrance. He goes into the Dwarf Mines. He goes into the Gnome Kingdom. Uh, he tells Roland to find Hubert halfway, the wizard, and to tell Hubert that Max seems to need a lot of quicksilver. Uh, okay. So that when we finally get to Scarborough Fair Chicken, uh, let's see. Okay. When we finally get to Scarborough Fair Chicken, that'll be a new location. So the next thing would be this, right? Night School Pool. Uh, okay, so there's a spoiler here. It actually might not even be. It might even be technically, if somebody plays it, they might know it immediately just by the scene. Okay, so I'll show you the scene here. At least as it existed originally. It says, within Night School grounds, two knights are standing in front of the statue of a knight. They start discussing the disappearance of Sir William. A unicorn steps up to a pool in front of the statue, but behind the knights. Unicorn notices a man's face for a moment in the place of his own reflection. So he's at the reflecting pool, and he looks down at the pool, and he sees this man's face. The two knights say that they don't even think the wizard you could help, and then they leave. And the unicorn walks up to the statue and recognizes it as the face he saw in the reflecting pool. The unicorn leaves Night School grounds to search for Wizard U. So this is actually going to be a hint or a clue as to what you're supposed to do next when I actually get the interactive part going, and you're able to fully like move in between rooms and all that stuff. Okay. Leaves Night School grounds, search for Wizard U. What if you wish to go to... Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so the next thing here, he goes to Wizard U. He walks up the entrance, tries to push the door open, doesn't budge. Then he gets a running start, rams the door with his horn, and goes inside. Now, I think I still had that. I wasn't actually up to that position yet, but I guess I guess if this is after Hubert visits Wizard University, then the continuity is not broken because if this happened before then, the door would already be open and Hubert wouldn't need to get into it, right? In fact, that'd be a convenient way of just removing part of the game. But since this is a game, or going to be a game, a full game, where you have puzzles and things, I have to still keep order in mind, chronological order or whatever. Okay, so he goes in there. He goes into. Uh, he reads a sign that hints at the library. The unicorn passes through the Hall of Fame, noting the paintings of each of the wizards. Sees Hubert's painting on the Wall of Fame, particularly notes it's been defaced. He then proceeds to find the library. After finding the library and exploring it, he finds a section on curses and pulls off a few books with his horn. Inside the library at Wizard U, the unicorn notices a page about transmogrification. Using his horn to turn the pages, he reads that anyone can be turned into anything, even a unicorn. After closing the book, and that might be a little too on the nose. I might just have to say just to anything so that it doesn't really. If you're smart enough, you'll catch it. If you're not smart enough, it's not going to spell it out for you, right? After closing the book, the unicorn notices the picture appears to be the same wizard who had his painting defaced. The desk reads, Hubert Halfway resides with his spellbooks at a house near the edge of Lapswood. The unicorn then leaves Wizard U. Okay. Now. Okay, so that's good. That's actually good just to leave as it is. Okay, so now we're back with John and Hubert. Okay. They rendezvous at Scarborough Fair. Since the princess is kidnapped for reason, they decide to find her and rescue her if possible. Hubert contacts his old friend the Count and tells him to turn into a bat, see if he can find the princess. Okay. As the unicorn leaves Wizard, he spots the Black Knight, starts running, chases him. The force out leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna need to. I think I'm gonna need to add this one to the one above because it still has to do with the unicorn and with the unicorn being at Wizard University. So we are going to do the thing here. So Control X, and we're just gonna go up to here, and we're gonna put this in here. So, and then okay, Lapswood Edge, and I also gotta figure out Lapswood Edge where. Let's see. I have to do some sort of mapping where I haven't really visualized where everything goes just yet. I know the Bats and Belfry Motel is going to be in the upper left quadrant. I haven't exactly decided how I'm going to arrange the schools. Like maybe Wizard U is the upper left quadrant, we'll say. And the lower right quadrant is the lower left quadrant is Fairy God College, and that would mean that the upper right quadrant is night school and the lower right quadrant is Princess Prep, which I guess would kind of make sense here. Maybe it makes sense. The Lapswood Forest is probably in the area where Rosadue is. Maybe I'll name lands like Disneyland or Disney World, you know, like Wizardland and Fairy Godland, and I can just do it deliberately directly. Anyways, so okay, so now we're back at Scarborough Fair Chicken. The Count. Okay, so now we have a change of location here, which would necessitate a literal change in pages or rooms. But since we're not doing rooms just yet, actual rooms, it's probably okay if I just leave this in here because this concerns the princess here. But let me first find the next Hubert or John page, and we'll see if I can put that before or if I have to put it after. If I can put it before this stuff, then then I'll make it part of this one. But if I have to put it after, then I'll make this part of this because this leads directly to here. So uh, John and Hubert decide to go look for the princess, and we switch to where the princess is, and she's been trapped in the Grand Enchanted wine cellar, which is the big hotel. So I'm sort of modeling this after like Disney World, Disneyland, that sort of thing, and in Disney World over here we have the Grand Floridian, which is just basically I don't even really can't really tell you. I don't remember exactly where it lies in connection with the rest of Disney World. But in Disneyland, um, in between California Adventure and Magic Kingdom, there's the Grand Californian, and they call it the Grand Californian because they have the Grand Floridian over here. And so I decided to call this the Grand Enchanted. It's the big hotel that most people go to, even though there's other small hotels and inns like the Count's Bats and Belfry Motel. And so she's trapped there. Okay, so but let's go and find our next John and Hubert page here. So Princess Count comes back, tells John and Hubert what he's found. The princess is chained to a wine cask in the cellar. Okay. So chronologically, this happens. Uh, so chronologically, we'd be better if Well, see. Okay, so this is kind of a hard thing, right? And anybody that's watch me and can chat either in IRC or even Discord or in the chat here in either the Rumble or the YouTube chat can give me an idea of what I should do here. Which um, you can, you can chat, even though I get easily distracted and go off on tangents and stuff. You can chat me up. Doesn't matter. It's cool. It's all part of it. If you're interested. If you're not interested, if you just like listening or watching or whatever, that's fine. But anyways, okay. So here's the deal. Do I put all of these together where Hubert gets the Count to go and see if he can find the princess, and then we switch to the princess who's trapped in the wine cellar, and she actually gets out with the help of some mice. Little throwback, a little homage to the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But okay, so this is her dealie of trying to escape, right? But she does manage to get some maps and some documents and things when she's out, and she's recaptured. Okay. And then we cut back to Scarborough Fair Chicken, and the Count comes back, tells John and Hubert where she's chained, where she's trapped. This is interesting here. Matters of Gnome Kingdom. Max finds Scarlet and pulls her out of hiding. Okay, that's interesting because I didn't really have an introduction. Like, I guess this is probably introduction over here, but this is a different part, anyways. So I could put all four of these in the same page, in the same card or whatever you want to call it, because they all concern the same thing. Or I could put, well, I guess these should be in the same page. Why? Because there is a little bit of an order, but there's not really an order here. In other words, when he comes back, because she's recaptured, I don't know if she's still in the wine cellar though when she's recaptured. She might still be in the wine cellar though. because there's some stuff that they help to get her out. So she's still in the wine cellar. So I could put this over here together with this, and then this could be its own deal. Or I could just combine all four of them because they all concern the same thing and around the same time period. So I guess that's the best way to do it. That's the best way I'm thinking to do it. So we're gonna conclude this as one page or one event or whatever you want to say, because when they actually go and rescue her, in fact, we'll come back up to this one, 21 Known Kingdom. We'll see. Okay, Hubert and John take an empty wagon and head toward the hotel, right? And then we'll have the rescue part. So I'll just go ahead and leave this as is, I guess, because the whole rescue thing can be its own page, basically. And then I'll see later if I want to recombine them or whatever. Because the whole idea is I'm gonna try to get down to 20. I might try to get down to less than 20, but a maximum of 20 pages total. So 20 groupings total for this. Oh, we're up to 7 at one point, and then back to 6, and then back to 5, and now we're back to 3 viewers again. That's okay though, I guess. And I always wonder if it's just because I'm bored. They're going. Well, he's not doing anything. He's just talking. Sorry, that's my impression of people that enter and leave real quick. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that. So the next thing we're gonna do is dealing with Max and Red here. Max pulls her out of hiding, asks her to go conscript the werewolves into his service. Red goes to the werewolf village. Werewolves are led by Rottweiler that they might be rid of the curse to join Max's army. Kurt, Rottweiler's second in command, leaves the werewolf village after remembering Red and Violet's rivalry. Kurt then travels to the fairy god called to meet with Violet. Violet agrees to help Kurt become the leader of the pack if Kurt eliminates Red. Okay. Alright, so let's see something here. Let's go ahead and see if Kurt, Red, and Violet. We'll see what the next one is at. Okay. Max finds out the Zanzibar is stealing. Okay. And then we have this here. And then we have Zanzibar. Zanzibar. Okay, that deals with Zanzibar. And then I guess what I'll say is I'll go ahead and I guess I have to keep this in mind. Either I keep it in mind or new. Let's go ahead and just put a note here. Max and Red. Max, Red, and Violet. Max, Red, Violet, and Rottweiler. Okay. I'm just doing this. Okay, and let's put 021. Kingdom 1. I just want to make sure that I have an idea of where I am. Okay. So we'll just leave that alone for now. Zanzibar. Max and Zanzibar. This wine cellar stuff. Okay. More Max and Zanzibar. So we're going to combine those. Okay. Control X. We're going to go back up to Zanzibar up here. So, do Control V. That. So now this is a grouping. Zanzibar travels a few villages, overseeing mines. Max has guards searching for Zanzibar's money. It feels it has enough money to live. When if you wish to go to the Grand Enchanted. Okay. All right. Let's see something here. Side door. He tries to conjure up a wagon with food, but only succeeds in giving the guards the illusion of the wagon. They do have a wagon, but it's this heavily laden food wagon. So they go to the kitchen. They find a secret passage in the wine cellar. Inside the wine cellar, John hits the guard who's watching the princess with a heavy wine bottle. They go back upstairs to the kitchen. They try to walk out the side doors calmly and slowly. Okay. See, this actually might be this. This has to do with the escape here. This has to do with the rescue and the escape here. Black Knight rides up the Enchanted Landing in its black charger. Hebert and company calmly walk out of the kitchen doors. The guard that was guarding the princess in the cellar stumbles out and yells she's escaped. They run to the wagon. They take off as the Black Knight begins to chase them. Black Knight chases Hebert and company in their wagon across the open land. They come upon the edge of the last road of the bare forest, still pursued by the Black Knight. They go into the forest. Before they know it, they're lost among the leafless trees. Okay, so I can actually just remove this, and it naturally combined for me. Okay. Somewhere in the middle, they spot a unicorn. The unicorn stands around but doesn't run away as they approach. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll take this out. We'll go back up to Zanzibar again. Some of these are going to probably be kind of long, I think. Control V. After Grand Enchantment tells Zanzibar he knows he's been stealing. Kyle looks angrily. Max gets word that the enemy gate's ready for testing, so he leaves for the castle. Zanzibar distracts the crowd. Feature escapes out the back of his loot. Alright. So now, we're back at the side door. And this is where they go and rescue the princess. Okay, so we do that, and they chase him into Lapswood. And also, this might some of these might become extremely long, which is I guess is kind of okay. You know, should have it could have as little it could have as much as 10 individual pages in it. Each grouping could have that's that if everyone had 10 of them in there, that would be 10 total pages, which is not what my target is 20 total pages, or lower than that. So anywhere from 10 to 20 pages in there is probably good. No less than 10 though, but no more than 20 because I want to finish this in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so let's look here. They all start, and soon they all forget where they're walking. Let me let me see how many. This is the first one that's going to have a lot of deals here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This might be the first one that actually has a full 10. So, but I'm not going to do any more than 10 still though. Control X. Okay, we're going to do this. Control V. I'm going to remove this. That makes it 9, which is okay. Oh, this is the end of it. So actually, this is a whole section here. They leave. The Black Knight starts chasing them. They get chased into the Lapswood. They go and they meet up with the unicorn, and eventually they get out. And that's 9. That's actually really good, honestly. Okay, so now we're back with Roland. Now Roland has left the Dwarf Mines and the Gnome Kingdom. Okay, so in the way it's situated, and it's just in my head right now, so that's why I still gotta map it somehow. But so Lapswood Forest is actually on top. It's actually off. We'll say to the west. It's actually off to the west, uh, where maybe the road, uh, maybe Wizard U is kind of up in the central area, and Lapswood is kind of even to the left of it, but lower down. I think lower down on the map. Um, so Lapswood is on top, but underneath is the Dwarf Mines and the Gnome Kingdom, which are actually are connected to each other. In fact, there's a couple of secret entrances that allow them to go into one and the other. It's all part of the same cave system, and of course the actual official entrance to the Dwarf Mines is actually somewhere more in the north. The way I had it, uh, I suppose you could have it be a long ways. I was thinking the idea is that maybe I'll just do it like long ways, where the dwarf mines are up there in the north, the Gnome Kingdom is adjoining it down in the south, and Lapswood is on top. So you go down for a ways to hit it. And the gnomes actually have a secret entrance inside Lapswood that they come out of, because apparently the magic doesn't go that far down, that far deep, and so they're able to actually use it to mask their evil doings. Gnomes are ugly, nasty little jerks versus the dwarves. Dwarves are nice to everybody, except for lately they've been kind of like a closed community because of what's been happening. Okay, so Roland walks into Scarborough Fried Chicken, the only open restaurant in town. Sitting at the table, Roland asks the Count if he has any idea where Hubert is. The Count says he'll try to go and find him. Now, before we go to Werewolf Village here, let's find. Okay, so we're actually going to. I'm actually going to pull this down instead of pulling things up. So we're going to go ahead and take this out here, and then I'm going to put it down in here, and then we're actually going to remove that, so that's part of the same thing now. Okay, now let's go to the Werewolf Village thing here. In the Werewolf Village, they tell Red they want proof of the curse being lifted. Now do I need... I think I can put this back up to... Where did I save it? 21 Gnome Kingdom 1. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. 21... Okay, 25 Werewolf Village 2. where is the thing? Kingdom. Oh, okay, right. Okay, so Kurt makes a deal with Violet, who will help him become leader of the pack. Stability. Okay. All right. So okay, to let's go down to our one thing here. We can actually put that as part of the other deal. Okay, what's the deal here? Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I did. I pulled that down. So, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take this, and we're gonna pull this back up to up here somewhere. Yeah, I was trying not to sneeze. Excuse me, pardon me, whatever. Uh, okay, so we're gonna put this here, and Kurt leaves the Agoraphilas after remembering Red and Red. In the Werewolf Village, they tell Red they want proof the curse being lifted. Kurt comes back to the village, back to the mines, and tells them the news. Kurt and a lot of other werewolves start grumbling. Okay, so this is okay to leave this as is. Only four in here, which is fine. I'm still trying to keep continuity, I guess. So okay, so let's go down to here to Zanzibar travels a few villages. Zanzibar. Okay. Okay, so the rescue of the princess, fleeing into Lapswood, and then getting out of Lapswood. Okay. Roland walks to the only open restaurant in town. Let's see, now here is the thing. This is 9, right? I guess I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this, even though it's still connecting. It is a location change, though. It's a location change back to Scarborough for a chicken, but then we go back to Batson Belfry. Okay, Hubert sends Roland and John into the mines to free the slaves. Hubert tells Sir William that they're going to have to head to the castle. Hubert then proceeds to cast a spell on Sir William. Then Sir William sprouts some wings. Sir William tells Hubert to hop on, and they'll fly to the castle. Okay. All right. Um, okay, so I have a little bit of a issue here. It's not really an issue exactly. Um, so they're going to the castle. Black Knight circumscribes Lapswood. Comes to the road, leave the forest, Black looks in the direction of the vast and he sees a flying unicorn with a lizard on top. Okay. Mr. Cave. they find out that they're actually twin brothers and they're separated at birth, and talk about the past, and then now they're on a search for Crooktooth because Crooktooth is in charge of all the dragons. Um, this is I'm kind of unsure in this part how to rearrange these. I mean, I could count how many groupings there are at this point, maybe, because maybe um, let's see here. No, I'll see. Lapswood. Okay, so I'm gonna do one little thing here, and that is we're going to go ahead and cut this out where the Black Knight sees them, and we're actually gonna put it there with this one, so that it's part of the same thing because it is. He sees them off in the distance. Um, Max arrives at the administration castle. Um, okay, I guess let's see if we can find the next spot for Chester and Nestor. Let's do that. Let me find the next Chester and Nestor thing. I think it's spot the door side and gag on the floor, sneaking in, rolling, easily snaps the bonds, holding them. Okay. Violet comes out of the east gate. Guards chase Hubert. Sorium is flying. Um, okay, well, this won't be much of a reveal just because I have to sort of screw with the order a little bit, but it'll be okay. I'll somehow I'll manage it. Uh, this one. Well, you know what I actually do? I could actually put this back up above because maybe that should is it should be that way. I can have the when they come and swoop down to help Sir William out against the Black Knight top of Crooktooth there. Um, so let me control X and let's look at Chester and Nestor. The last thing with Chester and Nestor in here. Scarabary, Lapswood, um, Kingdom, Lapswood. Boy, this is way back. I mean, I guess that's okay, whatever. I was trying to space things out so to where they were all in one place, in one chunk, basically. There we go. When Chester speaks to him, Nestor tells Chester that Crooktooth has enchanted the dragons to act hostile. Okay, so now let's put this in here and let's see how it flows. Back at Nestor's cave, because they were at Nestor's cave anyways, and because it's later, it was like I switched back to it, so it's back at Nestor's cave. Don't really need this back at kind of thing because we're already there. Find out they're long lost twin brothers. Okay, so that's actually pretty early on, but that's okay because we're grouping these to be very anyways so Okay, so let's go down here. Where are we at? Skyward for chicken. Okay, we got that. Random villages. Okay, Zanzibar. Then they go and rescue the princess. Okay, that's fine. Skyward for chicken 2. Roland, he's he's united with the rest of them. Uh, Black Knight notices. Um, okay, so here's where we go. I have to find the next Roland and John in the dwarf mines. But I also have to. Let's see something here. Okay. Okay. Dwarf mines, Moon Kingdom. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put this forward instead of backward, kind of on purpose. Control X. So Roland and John, we want to go to that part here. And that's right here. So Roland and John go back to the Dark Mines, use the secret door to gain entrance in the Gnome Kingdom. Roland and John locate the office in Max's mine. Roland and John then spot the dwarves hiding gag on the floor, sneak in, and Roland easily snaps the bonds holding them. Roland and John are then surprised and captured by the gnomes. Okay, so now they're captured. Okay. Now, Max arrives at the castle, testing out the Omnigate. Let's see. Few more thousands of gates. What time is it? I almost forgetting what time it is. Uh, the Omnigate. So we're back at the castle, and Sir William's back at the castle. Let's Hebert off. Okay, we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to make these part of the same deals because they're at the castle here. Okay. Okay, so Hebert searches for Violet. Okay, so we're going to find that. Okay, which is this. Violet comes out of the east gate towards the east side train depot. Hebert confronts her. Before she can do anything, he casts his spell, returns the magic. Violet yells alerts. Guards. Hebert starts running. Guards chase Hebert to the depot. And that is that. Control X. So we're going to go to back up here. Control V. Okay. Now there's at least 4 here anyways. That's all right. Dwarf mines. Captured by the gnomes. Um So there's a big battle. Hubert pops out. Okay, we're gonna just go ahead and we're gonna cut that out. And we're gonna put that in here. Take this out. So in the mines, the gnomes promptly put John, Roland, and the rest to work. After a bit, John signals the dwarves overpower the guards. There's an explosion that seems to come from one of the mine walls. When the smoke clears, a train appears to have crashed into the mine. He pops out of the train. Now, we're back to Sir William and so Sir William and Crooktooth are now head to head. Two other dragons swoop from behind, so we take this one out, which is good. Sir William and the twins manage to batter Crooktooth and his rider, the Black Knight. The battle ends quickly when the Black Knight and the Crooktooth separate and fall to their deaths. Okay. Or whatever, fall to mystery or whatever. I don't know. It depends. I might soften things because it's supposed to be all ages and it's not supposed to be. It's not talk downy or it's supposed to be super kid, family, whatever you want to say. But at the same time, I have to make sure that it's fairly benign, I guess you might say. Okay. Okay. So then, okay, back of the mines. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go ahead and take this out too here. They head back. X. Okay. And okay, that's this one. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Back in the mines. Explosion. Okay. So they get rescued. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6 here. That's perfectly fine. Okay. I'll have to make some concessions eventually if it's still more than 20, so that 20 is my absolute maximum and 10 is my absolute minimum. So if it's anywhere in between there, even if it's just 19 or just 11, it'll be fine. So they have their battle in the sky, fall to their deaths. Okay, so Red heads back to Werewolf Village, and Kurt jumps out of the bushes, and they tumble back in the forest. Kurt then takes Red's Riding Hood back to Violet at Fairy God College. Kurt reveals Red was promising to remove the curses, and that he didn't want that. He asks Violet to enhance the effects. Violet agrees if he steals the totem of leadership and brings it to her because she claims it will bind the pack to him. Okay. So when Kurt gets back to the Werewolf Village, okay, so we're gonna. Oh, what did I do? Gen, delete, Control Z. Did it again. And delete. Okay. Okay, totem leadership. Back in the mines? No. Wait. Control Z. Oh, this is the one we want to do. No. Heads back to the village. Takes Red's Riding Hood. Wait a second. There's something wrong here. What's going on? Okay. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and cut these out again. Control X. Back in the mines. Oh. Okay. Will be Redhead's back to the world village, jumps out of the bushes, brings it to her, totem of leadership. I have to go back up and fix something. Werewolf village hut. Shoot, it's almost time for me to go. Kurt gets back to the werewolf village, starts fight, takes a totem. Kurt returns Violet, casts a spell, and then goes back to the village. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Okay, that's alright there. Now what's here? Oh, that's because this was copied instead of cut. So if I do, I'll cut it again, doesn't matter. 26 max minus 3. Okay, 26 max minus 3. Right? Right. That's in Belfry. Okay. And we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, we only have 3 for the fight, huh? Okay, that's alright. At least for right now. Werewolf Village is back to Werewolf Village hut. Uh, they decide to rescue the very, very, very big godmothers. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so I'm a little. Dang it, it's already 1 o'clock. I was hoping to get this done like soon. I guess I'll do what I did. Well, I'll do what I did yesterday. I'll see. We'll do a count here, and I'll just go ahead and say all right. So let's just put this Control C, Control V. I just want to know where I'm at. I'm going to leave it because when I come back, I will probably resume. Okay, so let me go ahead and, as it is, let me go ahead and check and see what we're down to now. Okay. So I guess I won't count the main menu as one. So I will count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're down to 23, so I'm almost there. That's good. That's good. Okay, so okay, I don't know if anybody that likes the scripting stuff will get mad at me or not, but I'm gonna see if I can try to finish this next time in part two, because I really want to get this done so I can get started getting into it. But like maybe tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Dang. Because I was hoping that I could combine everything and stuff. Well, maybe I'll be able to do the combination thing tomorrow and have it done as a combination. We'll 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 try that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in part two in about an hour. Thank you for watching part one.